Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Wednesdays with Larijuana. Every Wednesday, right here on CanawanaBuy.com, we bring you the latest in recreational and medical marijuana news and info from around the globe. With the 420 celebration coming up, many people will be going to Colorado. There's the High Times Cannabis Cup and, of course, 420 as well. And Colorado is seeking to educate the public about marijuana. Many people will be traveling, and they need to know the rules. Colorado is trying to stay ahead of the curve as the state's landmark legalization of both recreational and medical marijuana heads to its fourth month by making cannabis information available to the public, while also launching a new ad campaign warning the public against driving while high. Colorado last week unveiled a new website, colorado.gov/marijuana, meant to be the answer of frequently asked questions about legalized cannabis, including its health impacts. The site reportedly incorporates the latest information and resources from Colorado's State Department of Revenue, Education, Transportation, Human Services, and Environment. State agencies work together to develop this website as a reliable resource for parents, consumers, tourists, and others who want the facts about marijuana's health effects and the laws in Colorado. Dr. Larry Wolk, Executive Director and Chief Medical Officer of the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, said in a statement. Wolk says that his group has requested $3.7 million this year from Colorado's General Assembly to keep the website as up-to-date as possible with the latest research and educational materials. As it seeks to educate the public about marijuana, Colorado also began a $500,000 advertising campaign earlier this month, warning cannabis consumers not to drive while under the influence. 4 Denver-based agencies reportedly handled the campaign, part of which is aimed at Colorado's Latino population. Colorado has recently legalized the use of marijuana, says an online statement from the Amley Company, which came up with the creative side of the ad campaign, meaning a lot of people are now allowed to follow through with their daily routines under the effect of it. The company decided to use humor to educate the public via the state's Drive High, Get a DUI campaign, which features 3 television ads. In one spot, a stoned would-be home barbecue chef keeps trying to turn on his gas grill, obviously to the fact that his grill doesn't have a gas tank. Grilling high is now legal, the ad says towards the end. Driving to get the propane you forgot isn't. Now, also, there's an anti-drug ad group is just saying no to fighting legalized pot. This is from adage.com, Ad Age magazine. And it goes on to say, ever since Colorado and Washington state voters legalized recreational marijuana use, Partnership at drugfree.org has been lobbied to run ads criticizing the decision. But that's the last thing the group wants to do. A public service ad that says, by the way, voters of Colorado, you don't know what you're doing. Come on, said Steve Passerb, the Partnership's CEO. Pot legalization is happening in America, he added. Pot's popularity has been steadily growing even before the 2 states voted to legalize it. From 2002 to 2010, marijuana consumption in the U.S. jumped 40%, while cocaine use fell by half, according to recently released estimates from the RAND Corporation, published in a report to the White House. The report found that collective total spending on cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and meth has remained relatively flat in recent years at $100 billion annually. The partnership is taking a practical approach in Colorado and Washington with an educational PR effort. In July, the group hosted a panel discussion in Denver to discuss what pot legalization will mean for kids. Parents have a critical role to play to ensure that the readily available marijuana in the states do not result in higher levels of use by their children and young teens, the group said in August. Research conducted by the group found that while the public is in favor of marijuana reform, including legalization and decriminalization, they expect that it will come with no marketing, all kinds of restrictions, and none of this will be exposed to their children, when in fact that is not true. Mr. Passerb said legalization means that this is now legally protected commercial speech. Both Washington and Colorado have regulations meant to keep pot advertising from kids. In Colorado, retailers are allowed to advertise in newspapers and on TV and radio only if they can prove that no more than 30% of the audience is younger than 21. The partnership opposes the mass advertising of marijuana, but Mr. Passerb said nobody believes that the advertising bans in place will hold when challenged in court. And don't forget, everybody, this is legalization for adults. Adults also have to be in charge of their children, and they need to make sure that their children don't get into the medicine cabinet and the liquor cabinet, as well as the legal medicine, medical marijuana, and the legal marijuana for adults. So, if you're traveling to Colorado, Washington, keep all this in mind and travel safely. That's it for Wednesdays for Larijuana for right now. We'll be back next week. Don't forget my Medical Marijuana Radio show at medicalmarijuanaradio.com every Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm Larijuana. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.